Well, joining us now is Daniel Pomerantz. He's the CEO of Reality Check and professor of entrepreneurship at Reichman and Bar Ilan University. So first of all, break down what Sam Altman seemed to be the most worried about in this testimony to the Senate. I mean, what are the possible issues that AI could bring about?
Well, Altman's focus was almost entirely on AI's ability to generate fake images, fake sound, and of course, fake videos. He did not focus on some of the more sci-fi aspects like AI taking over the world and becoming conscious, and he didn't even really focus so much on taking jobs. But his concern was in elections or other matters of import, there could be fake videos and fake audio out there, and he even presented an example of putting one of the senator's words, created words in the senator's voice.
Now, what kind of regulation could we expect from the government if they were to get involved with this industry? What is he essentially asking for?
Well, this is where it gets very clever, because Altman's request of the government was to create some sort of license that would allow only certain players to enter the AI industry. And he's saying this with a sort of philanthropic idea behind it, that he's looking out for everyone's good, but he's also creating what's called barriers to entry that would make it difficult for other companies to compete because they would need a government license. Right. He also managed to get a tremendous amount of free PR, emphasizing just how powerful AI is.
Right. So are people qualified within this government to even take this on?
Well, of course not. But that's almost always the case when government enters any sort of industry-specific legislation. And they end up getting advised by people in the industry, which is not always the healthiest thing, because people in the industry are looking out for their own best interests. Right. Now, at Reality Check, we look for robust research. We try to look at data behind what we're looking at. We're used to the idea that a rumor might be untrue. We're used to the idea a photo could be photoshopped. What we need to get used to is the idea that video and audio could also require the kind of checking that an organization like ours does, and we all need to use our critical thinking always.
How many jobs are at stake here with AI, according to reports?
Well, according to a Goldman Sachs study, it could be potentially 300 million jobs between the United States and Europe. And that sounds like a lot, but there's two things to keep in mind. One, we don't yet know what AI is capable of. At present, it is not good enough to take most jobs, but it's always getting better, and we just don't know where it'll be. Right. The other thing to keep in mind, and this is very prominent in the business world, but a lot of people outside of business don't think about this, we are actually headed toward global population collapse and decrease. We know how many people are 60, 50, 40, etc. So we can predict the size of the workforce in the coming decades, and it's getting smaller. So even as jobs get eliminated, we might need automated systems to take over some of that work.
All right, Daniel Pomerantz, thank you so much for joining us and breaking that down. Returning